all of you get all the information you need. He's here. Why is he not getting the light he needs? It's because his light is way up here and his light needs to be right here. That's where we're having a challenge, guys. Okay, so there we go. We have a light. So welcome YouTube. Glad you guys showed up. You see there was an empty chair. There's an empty grave where he was laying. Welcome to Sunday sessions, and I'm going to commit to doing this every Sunday. Yeah, I'm gonna commit to doing this every Sunday. So if you are a part of us and you want to see things happen, if you want to be Sunday at 10 o'clock, we will be there. And it's called Sunday Sessions. It's something that I used to do, but I stopped doing for a number of reasons. Reason number one, the most important reason was I was not in a position where I was able to fulfill this part of what I was doing. But now I have a little bit more going on and have a little bit more available to me, my lights, my cameras, all of those things. And so what I want to do is start doing these things again and start utilizing the information I have available to me. So there we go. So welcome again. Again, my name is Uncle Dallas. Actually, my name is Pastor Dallas. My name is William Dallas. You can call me Uncle Dallas. Call me what you want to call me. But today we're going to go into a place that a lot of us have talked about, and I want everybody to understand something. And when you understand this will help you to move forward. Because do you know what the number one thing I deal with when it comes to moving from Christianity to spirituality? The number one thing I deal with is guilt. That's the number one thing I deal with. I deal with guilt. I don't deal with anything else as much as I deal with people that feel guilty. Feel like they should have done something, they should have made something happen. And that guilt, I'm on YouTube now, right now. Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. That guilt has set some people in such a way that we forgive everybody else, and we don't forgive ourselves. So I'm going to go through some things, and I'm going to share some stuff with you that's probably going to be a little bit controversial for your mindset, but the bottom line is the truth. Now, let's start with Matthew, the 6th chapter and the 12th verse, for those of you to write notes. And let me pull out my little paper because I realized something. You guys want me to remember the notes because a lot of you are driving in other ways and you can't get the notes. So we're going to go Matthew, the 6th chapter. Matthew 6. Okay? Now, there's a key to what I want you to see. I'm sorry, that's John. There's a key to what I want you to see. Matthew, the 6th chapter and the 12th verse. I need you to understand something. Lamentation says his mercies are new every day. Matthew 6. Lamentations is right after Jeremiah. I forgot where it was too. I'm saying like, where's Lamentations again? Matthew the 6th chapter and the 12th verse. Now, this is going to sound very familiar to a lot of you, especially people that read the Bible. Matthew 6 and 12. But 6 and 12 is kind of the focus of the position, but it is not actually what we're going to talk about. Okay, we got it. All right. Now, so let's go to where Matthew 6 and 12 originates. I got Instagram, TikTok, those kind of things. Now follow me here. Now we're going to start at verse 8. Be not therefore like unto them, for your Father knows what you have need of before you ask. The Father he knows what you have need of before you ask. And what I need you to understand, verse 12. What I need you to understand is that's very important to what we're going to talk about today. Because when we say he knows what we have need of before we ask, most of us think that he just knows our material things, all the things that are the carnal things. Most of us think that he just knows those things that are carnally connected. He knows I need a pen. He knows I need paper. He knows I need this. But when he says, your Father knows what you have need of before you ask, I need you to understand something. That means every need you have, he knows what you have need of before you ask. Even mercy. He knows you're going to need mercy, so he sent his son. He knows you're going to need grace, so he sent. He know you're going to need grace, so he sent his son. He know you're going to need mercy, so the son shed his blood. He made compensations for everything that you have need of. The challenge that we have is the lack or the loss of those things puts us in a position where we either feel guilty or we feel like we're not satisfactory. So he said, your Father knows what you have need of. So after this manner, therefore pray. So he's saying, before you start identifying what you want, what you don't want, what you need, what you don't need, he said he already knows what you have need of. Now, I don't know if we go back. No, we go on later on. We'll do that a little bit later on. Now, look at verse 25. I'm jumping for a minute. Therefore, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat, what you shall drink, nor yet what you shall put on your body. Is your life more than remnant, and your life more than meat, and your body more than remnant. Then he goes through the fowls of the air. Then he goes to the fowls of the air, the birds of the field. Then he goes all the way down there. He's saying, I got you. Now, why am I saying that? The reason I deal with a lot of guilt is because most people are looking for what they should have gotten out of their relationship, what they should have gotten out of their situation, what they should have gotten from their mom, what they should have gotten from their father, all those things, and they weigh on us. So what we try to do is compensate for the next generation. We try to figure out that. I did it. God told me to pastor. And I said, I don't want to pastor. Why? Because the connotation of pastors was just terrible. It's like, these people do these crazy, crazy, crazy things, and I don't want to be done. He's like, first of all, understand the mentality. The mentality is, you are my child. So you're called Uncle Dallas, Brother Dallas, whatever. He said, but you wear the mantle. I don't have anything to show a mantle. You wear the mantle of a pastor. When you're done, you take the mantle off. See, we want to identify with this mantle and everywhere we go because it gives us identity. We want to take that thing. So now we are controlling people. We can't be regular folks. We are putting you in a position where you have to supply and take care of us and operate in us. Now, I need everybody to write this down. Those of you that can type, those of you who can write, I need you to write. I'm God's child. I'm God's child, but I wear a mantle or a cape or clothes. I wear a mantle. See, you have to realize that I am designed to do something, but that thing is not me. I'm not a hamburger maker. I'm not a pastor. You're not a police officer. You wear the mantle of a police officer. You wear the mantle even of a parent. You wear that mantle, and that mantle addresses where you are right now. I have on a shirt now because I'm wearing a shirt instead of sitting here with no shirts on. Some people wear no shirts. So that mantle that mantle is who you are assigned to do your task. So being a pastor means I'm not the pastor. I wear the mantle of a pastor. So when you look at this and he says to you, he said, I know what you have need of before you ask. I know what I have need of, and God knows what I have need of. So when it comes to being a pastor, when I put that mantle on, that mantle says I need to teach at a certain level. I have to live at a certain level. Why? Because my job is to put you in the position where you can go to the next level. So he says, I know what you have need of before you ask. So when you pray like this. Let me jump over here to Ephesians, because I know I need to touch this. I know I need to touch it. And the reason I know I need to touch it is because I've been watching people try to put themselves in a position where they are important. Be very careful of insecure pastors. I'm say this again, be very careful of insecure pastors and insecure leaders. What they will do is use you as an opportunity for them to get what they want out of their lives. Be very, very careful. Hear me, guys. I mean this. Be very careful, because what you'll find is a lot of people got into ministry and got into all these other things, all in the name of being secured, in these other areas. Okay? All right. Now, there we go. Now, I want to show you something. Let me show you something. Yeah, let me show you something. Okay. Now, when it says that, I'm not going down that road. I'm wearing the mantle of balance because I want to go someplace else. So now, here's what I need you to understand. His mercies are new every day. That's what the Lamentation says. I think it's Lamentations 3. Lamentation says his mercies are new every day. Now, let me share something with you that'll help you guys get to the next level. You ready? Okay. Every morning that you wake up, everything you did yesterday is forgiven. It's going to take you a minute, and I might need to go to Lamentations. I think I will. For those of you that look for it's the book after Jeremiah. I think I need to go to Lamentations, and I think it's Lamentations 3. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've highlighted it. Where's my notebook? I'm supposed to be writing stuff down. Yeah, here it is, my notebook. It is Lamentations 3 and 22. Okay? So I want you to see that. Lamentations, probably the pages ain't even wrinkled on here because we don't read Lamentations that much. Lamentations 3. Come on, pages, turn. Okay, Lamentations 3 and 22. We'll start with 22. Lamentations 3 and 22 says, and it is of the Lord's mercies that we have not been consumed, because of his compassion fails not. Verse 3, they are new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. You are freed every morning. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds like there's some kind of strange new religion, but you are free every morning. You are cleansed by the words that I speak. You are free. Yesterday's stuff you are not held accountable for. Well, what if I did a crime? Or what if I all those things? When you get up, this is why I tell you to get up in the morning and pray. Because the moment you wake up, that first hour and a half, you are totally free. You are totally free. That first hour you wake up, there is nothing on you. You don't have any obligations. All you got to do is wake up. And God does that for you. You are totally free when you wake up in the morning. Great is his faithfulness. So your first thing is appreciation because I'm on live, darling. I'm on live on YouTube and I'm on live on TikTok. All right, love you too. So you are brand new at that morning. You have just awakened into a brand new day. You are free from yesterday's burdens. You are free from past situations. Why? Because you'll never go back to tomorrow. I know everybody got a time machine. Fine. But you'll never go back to tomorrow because the responsibilities of tomorrow or yesterday are gone. The opportunities of tomorrow are available to you, but they're not here. You're dealing with today. Today, you are free. Too many of you are guilty of holding on to junk that means nothing to your present. Well, my mama did this, my auntie did this, now here's how this thing. All those things that happen to you, those things do not hold you in your present moment. Now, let's get into some deep stuff because everybody's I'm gonna get a whole bunch of junk out of that one. Why? Because, for example, if you did something yesterday, what I mean to you is the responsibilities and the obligations of what happened yesterday are now, you are free when you wake up for that 1 hour. I'm going to just give you an hour. Now, what does that mean? That means you have the opportunity to fix anything that is a residual of yesterday. You said something to your wife and she didn't like it. You can forget. Why? You're clear. You can ask for forgiveness. You can ask for forgiveness. You can be free. You can do all of these things are available to you because his mercies are new every day. His mercies are new every day. Now, let me see something here. Those of you know that I do study, and you know if you're a part of my mentoring group, you know what I study from. Okay, so I want you to see something here. All right. Now, this is why I went to Matthew. The reason I went to Matthew is because I want you to see something here. Now. He said, pray after this method. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now, hear me very closely. You have to realize what new mercies mean. Okay, there are three different, and let me do this right now for those of you that are on YouTube. There are three different levels of life you have to realize. And this is those three different levels right here. Look at that. There are three different levels of life, okay? When you understand this, you'll understand the level of freedom. What you have to realize is you are a spirit. You are not this. You are not the clothes. You're not the mantle. You're not the skin. You are a spirit. That means that if all things are possible within the spiritual realm, everything you deal with can be fixed by your spirit. Whether it's a pattern, whether it's a process, whether it's a movement, whatever it is. Why? Because you have 3 levels of life that you live. Most people want to live in the balance of the 3. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Your predominant information, the pertinent information, the most information you get is from the spirit. So the spirit, because you're spiritual, the spirit controls that. And so when the spirit controls that, it downloads it to the mind. And once it downloads it to the mind, the body obeys. So that means when you get up in the morning, you are already spiritually clean and prepared for the next day. So much to the point that that break fast means you fasted all night long and you're breaking the fast in the morning. Scientists say this. Everything says that you have a new mercy in the morning. Now, here's the key. You wrecked your car yesterday. You did some murder yesterday. You did some crime yesterday. And so those things are on your carnal level. What I'm saying to you, and you please hear me, is not, I'm not saying that your car is no longer wrecked, because that's not a spiritual thing. I'm not saying that your argument with your wife was no longer there. That's not a spiritual thing. What I'm saying to you is you have a brand new opportunity every single solitary day. Why? Because of these things right here. You follow me? Your spiritual atmosphere, your mental atmosphere, and your physical atmosphere. You have a new mercy, a new opportunity every morning to go in a different direction. Now, why am I saying that? Because a lot of times what happens to my friends is the fact that you're dealing with what your mother did to you, what your father did to you, what all these things did to you to make you what you are right now. Those things are not relevant to your movement. Right now, every person that's every person that I'm talking to, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, every person that is listening to me that's within the sound of my voice, here's something I can tell you to do. You can pack your grip right now. Literally, pack your Bible, pack your stuff, and you can leave. What's stopping you? Everything that's stopping you is mental. Nothing physically can stop you from leaving that house unless you're in jail or house arrest. And literally, even in house arrest, you can just walk out the door, but you deal with the penalties. There is nothing stopping you. You have burdened yourself with things that put you in a position where you feel obligated to certain things. Right now, you can pack all of your stuff. You ain't got to pack nothing. You don't have to pack nothing. You can get in the car and leave right now. Just start driving. I'm not saying that. I don't suggest that. There are a lot more details to it, but I want you to hear me in theory and hear me in principle. You can right now pack your grip and just leave. Every situation and just leave. What can anybody do? The police can't get you. You're driving. They can't stop you. Your bills can't do anything. All they can do is, your credit. They cannot stop you. There is nothing stopping you. Every morning, God gives you a new opportunity to be out of your situation, out of your circumstances. People that lie to you, people that try to trick you, will try to put you under obligations of carnal and mental pressure. Be careful of people that try to put you under carnal, mental, and physical pressure. That's all you are under right now. You're under mental and physical. You are not under spiritual obligation. So now when he says that you pray, our Father which is art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, that means that you being the God of your situation, you can leave right now. Right now. What's gonna happen if you leave right now? Right now. Now, let's say you're single, because if you're married, you and your husband can leave. You and your wife can leave. What's to stop you? What's to stop you? There is nothing to stop you. Here's the challenge. The challenge with that is everybody right now has a boogeyman. And the boogeyman is what's telling you. Most of you have been taught the boogeyman out of this book. So what happens is your limitations are only according to what's in your mind. So if your mind is your only limitation, not your spirit, not your situation, not your circumstance, if your mind is your only limitation, when you get up in the morning, what limitations do you have? None. Stop pressuring yourself with situations you can't change. Stop pressuring yourself what could possibly happen. Stop pressuring yourself what you think could possibly go on. Stop pressuring yourself. Why? Because we now found out that science doesn't know, education doesn't know, nothing knows, but the one thing that does know is your spirit. And defining church and spirit as the same thing puts you in a position where you're bound. So now let's read on. I'm going to show you something here. Verse 11. Give us this day our daily bread. Now, if you look back to the principles of the Old Testament, when the children of Israel, they were given manna for that moment. You couldn't save the manna. You couldn't use it for tomorrow. You couldn't keep. They were given manna for that moment. God gives you manna for your moment. That means when you wake up in the morning, God has manna for you. God has a solution for you. God has a plan for you. When you wake up in the morning, there is a solution for the problem. The challenge that we have, me as well, we get up with the hopes that what we did yesterday will fix today. So we reach back and we grab these little things. Y'all see what these things are? Let's open them together. Y'all ready? We grab these little things. I want y'all to see this. Where's my trash can? Well, I'm going to keep that. We grab these little things. Can everybody see those? Everybody see them? We grab these little things. And now what these little things are, they're things that we attach to ourselves. So we reach back and we attach these things to ourselves. So we now have all these little things attached to us. Let me attach one to my arm. Let me attach one to my other side over here. Let me attach one. Oh my God, let's attach one to my ear. I wonder if my ear can handle one. Yeah, it's not that tight. These are little dollar stores. So now we are walking around with all the attachments of yesterday. Remember, I reached back and I grabbed it, all the attachments of yesterday. So what we get up and do what I just did. We attach ourselves. Okay, my cousin did this. My cousin needs my help. My auntie needs this. My auntie needs my help. My children did this. I need my children to do this. My mama needs this, and all those kind. Oh yeah, and bottom line, my husband needs this. And so what I got to do, you have attached yourself to things in the past. You're not looking for a solution for today because yesterday didn't work. So what he says, give us this day our daily bread. So you want to know how to pray now. Okay, God, what do I need today to get to the next level? What do I need today to accomplish what I have to do? What do I need today to get where I'm supposed to be? You are carrying the weights of yesterday. Write it down. Hebrews 11 and it says, Hebrews 12 and 1. Lay aside every weight and the sin that does so easily beset you and run your race. Every day you have a new mercy. Every day you have a new opportunity. When you wake up, you are free. People want you to think, I don't care how old you are, I don't care how young you are, get this in your spirit. When you wake up, you are free. Stop living under religious obligations. Stop living under religious precepts, under church precepts, under precepts of people saying, well, what about this? It's not about logic. It's not about science. It's not about this. It's about you are a spiritual being. And that spiritual being can be fixed in the drop of a hat. What is your greatest challenge? What is your greatest situation? What is it? Whatever your greatest situation is, I promise you, it can be fixed in the drop of a hat, whatever it is. Why? Because this system is not set up to try to kill you. It's set up to try to control you. Listen to people that talk about control. Oh man, a friend of mine said, oh man, you got to be careful. You say, I don't have to be careful of nothing. If you are discerned in the spirit and you can hear in the spirit, then what I say to you is pure truth. Check it out in the spirit. Well, my spirit doesn't check. Then go someplace else. I'm not mad at you. That doesn't upset me. But the people that want to be free are going to listen to me. Why? Because they're not going to take the obligations to be bound because of what somebody believes. Your mercies are new every day. His faithfulness is new every day. So he stopped being faithful to you yesterday, and he's not faithful today. Let me keep reading it. He said, give us this day our daily bread. Now check this out. Verse 12. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Now, God is a God of timing. He is what I call Kairos time and Kronos time. Kairos time is right now. So right now, when I say pick this thing up, my mind automatically does it. It doesn't wait. That's God. When God says it, it happened. Let there be light, there was light. Let there be firmament, there's firmament. Why? That's how God lives. It's Kairos time. So when he says you're forgiven, forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. When he's forgiven, you're forgiven. You're done. You are the only one that remembers it. I told you, end of February, we're going to get the steps to forgiveness. One of the steps to forgiveness is realizing that you are not humanly designed to forget something. You're humanly designed to be victorious. So you forget it. That means restore that person to the place, or place that person in the place they were before they hurt you. That's not restoration. You're not to restore, you're to forgive. Never says that. He says forgive. So that means let it go. So now when you get up in the morning, you let that thing go. You get up with appreciation. You get up with praise. You get up with thanksgiving. You get up and do the 5 things that create your atmosphere. Why? Because when you understand that you're igniting power. You're not keep pulling stuff back. You are not carrying around everybody else's attachments. I'll never forget, I was talking to a friend of mine one time, and he said, man, I need to pray and I need to fast. I said, well, let's fast. Let's do it. Let's do it. Because I'm a faster. I like fasting. So I'm fasting today. I'm sitting there. And see, one of the things you have to understand about fasting is not just to pray. Just to be hungry. Fasting is to create an atmosphere so you can so God can speak to you. You follow me? So now I'm fasting. I call this brother up and I hear him chewing. I'm like, what is that I hear you chewing? Oh man, I decided I was just not going to fast. Now, you weren't going to call me and tell me that you were not going to fast. So I'm still fasting. I'm carrying around your obligation. Yes, I'm carrying around your obligation. Oh, that's not the crazy part. Not only am I carrying around your obligation, I'm carrying around your opinion. What you think about this situation. How you feel about this situation. Let every man be persuaded in his own mind. If you're not persuaded in your own mind, then go deal with your persuasion and let me keep moving. Because the one thing that I'll say, I do not debate with people that don't understand the Spirit of God. But you are walking around with the obligations and the weights of other people attached to you. My mama said I was ugly. She said you were ugly. Oh my God, I can't believe that. She said you was ugly. And so now you're walking around with what mama said about you. When mama was broken, mama needed to be healed. Mama needed to be set free. You're walking around with that obligation on you. And no matter where you turn, you feel it. Honey, when you go to sleep, take those things off. Take what mama said about you off. Take all that stuff off. Rest. Get up in the morning and say, you know what? Today I'm beautiful. Today I'm wonderful. Lay aside every weight. Every weight. Let me go to that thing because y'all need to see that. Lay aside every weight. When I got up this morning, I laid aside every weight and the sin that does so easily beset me, and I begin to run my race. Wherefore, seeing we're compassed about by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, not Christ, Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who is by the joy of set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. The human person despised the shame and sat down at the right hand of the Father. I told you there's Jesus and there's Christ. They're not the same person, and that's not his last name. The deity is Christ. The person was Jesus. Or Yeshua. There was no J's in the Greek language. But anyway, that's another story altogether. So now you are walking in the balance of what somebody else did to your life. They have your obligation. They're controlling you. Get up in the morning and go, it's done. It's done. I don't care what sickness is on you. I don't care what sin is on you. I don't care what is on you. Get up in the morning and go, it's done. And live like it's done. Now, guess what? If you keep living like it's done every day, one day it's done. There is nothing impossible to them that believe in themselves. Bottom line. That's the bottom line. Listen, I'm on live all the time. I'm on live. I do all these different things. Do you You think I debate with these people? I got friends that call me and go, dude, I don't debate. If you can't tell me how to operate in the spirit that does not lean on the obligations of the Bible, I lost a whole bunch of y'all right there. The move in the spirit that does not lean in the obligations of the Bible, using the Bible as the principles to help me walk my life, help me understand the mindset of God, then what you're doing is you're living a controlled, restricted life because you like it like that. I was talking to a gentleman one time. He said, well, I'm an atheist. I said, oh, you're in the religion of atheism. He goes, no. I said, no, atheism. It's a gathering of those people that believe that specific thing. That's your religion. So he said, well, no, I'm not religious. I'm like, yes, you are. Atheism is a religion. It's a belief system. A religion is a belief system. So do you believe that there's no God? Yeah. Then your religion. Got mad at me. No. See, what you're doing is they've been taught you. So you've been inundated still with what's been happening in your life. So what you've been done is inundated in the fact that religion represents God and church. No, religion is a word. It is a word that identifies the belief system and those that gather to it. So when you're in church, those of you know what I feel about me being in church, but when you're in church, then you find yourself in a position where you're gathering in the belief system that there is a Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, or whatever your church believes. When you're in atheism and you're talking to your brother, you are now operating in religion because you're now talking to your brother about religion, which is the lack of belief in God. Are you following me? So yes, you're in a religion. You may not like that. I'm sorry. But you think religion represents God. No, religion represents the word. So anyway, he said, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Now, what does that mean? That means that in a Kairos mentality of God, when God says forgiven, you're forgiven. So that means, and I advise everybody to pray this before they go to bed. When I go to bed, I go, God, this day is done. Wash this day from me. I wake up to a new day. Wash this day from me. I wake up to a new day. And while you're laying in the bed, before you get out of bed, you begin to be appreciative because you opened your eyes and you didn't open up and looking over there in heaven. You begin to be appreciative because you realize that you are here. You begin to be thankful and then ask for construction. Then you learn your 5 atmospheric attributes, how to set your atmosphere. Once you set your atmosphere, then from that point on, you begin to operate at the level that you set your atmosphere. Does that make sense? Okay, let's keep reading. He said, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will forgive you yours. Forgive you. It's a new day. Stop letting your life be a new cycle. Stop working for the weekend. Work for the day. Work for the day. Stop. Girl, I'm waiting for. I'm not waiting for the weekend. I'm waiting for tomorrow. I'm waiting for yesterday. I'm waiting for today. I'm not waiting for tomorrow. I'm not waiting for yesterday. I'm waiting for today. What can you do to change your situation today? What can you do to change your ride, your step, your stride, your race today? Why? Because you woke up, and I'm just going to say you're given an hour of total freedom. You don't have any obligations. You don't owe nobody nothing. You're totally free. And if you're going to take total freedom, if you're going to actually be in total freedom, what are you going to do with your freedom? And do it like this. Imagine what you would do. Imagine what you would do if you were totally free. Imagine what you would do if you were totally free. What would you do? Oh, sorry, I did it wrong. What would you do if you were totally free? How would you operate if all your bills were paid? How would you operate if the car you asked for was done? How would you operate if your relationship was great? What would you do if everything was done? If everything was fixed? If everything was changed? Why? I think that's it. Oh, no, this goes here. I'm missing one. I still have attachment? Okay. What would you do if everything was fixed? That's how you operate. Because what? Now follow me. If you get up with a new mercy, you get up and everything is clear, you operate only in faith. Check it out. If you get up and everything is clear, you only operate in faith. Oh, they're all there. So let me break it down like this. Okay, break it down like this. Faith, let's go back to Hebrews. Let's go to Hebrews. I'm gonna show you guys something. Because what I want you to know is every morning you're forgiven. Every morning your slate is clean. Every morning you wake up your day, your slate is clean. Well, no, it's not. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you don't wake up, what obligation do you have? Your slate is clean. If you got out of your bed, hopped in your car, and drove to, if you could, you drove to some other country, what obligations do you have? What thing is stopping you? Every morning you get up, you have new mercies. I learned that. And when I learned that, I don't get up operating in the lack of faith or the lack of mercy. I operate like, oh my God, thank you. I did it again. I made it. I'm here. Thank you so much, God. I begin to work on things like, okay, I can start working on the book now. You follow me? Because I can take 24 hours and literally finish the book. You can finish anything. And I can show you. If you're trying to write a book, I can show you how to do a book in 24 hours or 7 days, rather. Any book you want to write, you can have it done in 7 days. I can show you how to do that. But the key I'm making to you is you're done. So now, Hebrews 11:1, the principle here is faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things, the substance of things, things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So if faith means there's substance and evidence, that means when you begin to operate like you have your car already, you're operating in faith. Why? Because you believe in substance and evidence. So every morning you operate in faith. So if you get up in the next morning and go, wow, my finances are fixed, you walk like your finances are fixed. See, we want to walk in places that make us look like something to other people. So you walk like finance. When you learn that as you get up in the morning, you are forgiven for everything else. Why? Well, I didn't ask for forgiveness. I know, because you're religious. And I'm about to set you free. You're standing up in front of the church going, confess with your mouth, believe in your heart, the Lord Jesus Christ, and he was raised from the dead, and you shall be saved. That's great. That's cute. That's called the Romans Road. It was established a couple of years ago because they needed scriptures to represent how a person could be a part of our organization. I know that's not what you thought. So what you have to realize is God is not looking at your actions. God is looking at your heart. So that's why you need to make your heart prevalent. Why? Substance and evidence. Today is just a long day of teaching. I told you I was up studying this morning because I wasn't getting on, and then God spoke to me. That's why y'all got the thing that's called Sunday session. Sunday session is what we're going to actually start doing. That's going to be our session where we get together on Sunday mornings. Where am I? 12. I'm sorry. I'm looking. My mind's looking at something else. 12. Matthew, the 12th chapter. Yeah, Matthew, the 12th chapter. Now check this out. See, because what you have to realize is there are people that have got up and said, oh my God, forgive me, and went back and did the same thing because their heart wasn't in it. Because with the heart man believeth unto righteousness. Believe, Hebrews, with the heart man believeth unto righteousness. With the mouth confession is made. With the mouth you are introducing it to your atmosphere. So you go, come into my heart, then you introduce the new person to the atmosphere. Oh, y'all ain't ready for me this morning. Now, verse 33 in chapter 12 of Matthew says, either make the tree good and the fruit thereof, or make the tree corrupt and the fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by its fruit. O generation of vipers, how can you be evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So he's looking at your heart. He's not looking at your words. He's looking at from the abundance of the heart, your mouth speaks. Now, check this out. A good man out of the good treasures of his heart bring forth good things. An evil man out of the evil treasures bring forth evil things. But I say unto you that every idle word that a man speaketh, he shall give account for in the day of judgment. Your heart is what he's looking at. He's not listening to your words, honey. Why? Because your spirit is connected to him in such a way that what you are doing is being judged by your spirit. It's not being judged by your circumstances. It's not being judged by your friends. It's not being judged by who knows the Bible, who doesn't know the Bible. It is being judged by your spirit. For the spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God. Some of you are operating in a place where you think that you're operating in the wrong direction, when in actuality, God has you in the right direction. It just doesn't feel right. Why? Because the people around you are trying to hold you accountable for what they think instead of hold you accountable for what's happening in your spirit. Do you know why people that don't come to church are blessed the way that they're blessed? Because of their heart, because of their drive, and because of their belief. There are people that believe that no matter what is going to happen, they're never going to fail. So even when they fail, they don't accept failure because they believe they're never going to fail. And so what happens is they get more and more into what they do, and they in turn make something happen. Most of us expect to fail. And so when we fail, that's just an agreement that we should have never tried in the first place. You expect to fail. So every time your mother says something about you, your dad says something about you, your cousin, your friends, all that, you expect that. I don't expect to fail. So when you say, man, that ain't gonna work, I'm like, okay, whatever. I will pray about it, but I don't expect to fail. People that accomplish something don't expect to fail. It's not about black. It's not about white. They don't expect to fail. Because for all practical purposes, if y'all want to hear a quick revelation, there's no such thing as black and white. Yes, there's no such thing as black and white. Black and white was instituted so that we that are not of the white gender, because we weren't connected to a country, we became black people or melanated people, or we weren't from Africa. Most of us were from him, and so we didn't attach to the African heritage. And this is just something I've studied. You're not attached to the African heritage. There was no white until like in the 1800s, where they had to separate the wealthy from the poor. Why? Because if you came to this country, my godmother was Irish. She wasn't white. She said, I'm not a white woman. I'm an Irish woman. Her friend was German. They attached to their origin, and they brought the origin in. There was no such thing as white. There was no such thing as black. But because we, as the African American community, don't have an origin, we were called black. Why? To give a separation between those that were identified as this creed and this creed as well. So there's no such thing as that. So the bottom line to the whole situation is this: you have everything that you need to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So every day you live a victory. Every day you live a victory. So what's your victory for today? What are you going to do today? Are you going to finish a chapter of your book? Are you going to write the next level to your sermon? Are you going to start the first act of your movie? What are you going to do today? Because what you have to realize is when you wake up on your brand new thing, that brand new day, and everything is forgiven, he gave you the power to accomplish. That's why he forgave you. That's why he moved things out of your way. He gave you the power to accomplish. You are now empowered as the God over your situation to accomplish something today. What are you going to accomplish? He gave you the power to accomplish something today. What are you going to accomplish? He gave you the power to accomplish something today. What are you going to accomplish? When you get up, this is why I tell you guys, notes, write notes. This is a notepad too. Write notes, plan your day. This is why, if you're not a part of the mentoring group, you need to become a part of the mentoring group. You don't believe me? Ask some of the people that are in the mentoring group. You need to be in the mentoring group. Why? Because you have to learn. You write down your plans. You write down, okay, I got 15 minutes. You write down your plans. You write down your potential. When you write something, you make a contract with your future. You make a contract with your future. So write down, when I get up in the new day, when a good morning came from, it was the good morning because you're alive. I was morning, but it's a good morning because you're awake. That's what good morning is about. So y'all talk grand rising, fine. You can say that. Good morning. So the new day, Your new day is here. So now your new day is here. What am I empowered to accomplish? That's why you make your list before you go to bed. Before you go to bed, you're going, I'm going to rest now. I'm going to sleep. And when I sleep, I'm going to wake up into the power to do what I'm called to do. When I go to sleep, I'm going to wake up in the power to do what I'm going to do. You follow me? Why? Because you understand spirituality. You have to understand that your power comes from the Spirit. This is all this book is telling you, is that everybody here, everything here, whether they were real or not, they're powerful. What is your power? Your power is your spirit. There it is. Look at it. Let me show it again. Let me show you what happens to you again. Because see, here's the thing. I am very leery of people. See this right here? I'm very leery of people that don't want to be spiritual. Why am I leery of those people? Because people don't want to. If you get a person that denies who they are, not who they've been, not what they do, not what they think, who they are, then you don't understand that you are being derived by your spirit. Your spirit is that's the only thing they can't take. That's why they cannot duplicate you, because they don't know how to harness spirit. Well, it's a life force. It's the same thing. You are a spirit. And so what happens to you is you are now trying to harness what you already are. And that's the spirit. Create the atmosphere and watch what happens. Those of you know, I've prayed for people to raise the dead. I prayed for people to blinded eyes open, for legs to grow, all these kind of things. Why? Because I harnessed the power of my spirit. And now I'm teaching you how to harness yours. Don't care about what anybody else says, because people are going to try to stop you from being that thing. Then life begins to happen and things begin to open up to you. Transitions begin to take place. And all these things begin to happen because you are a spirit. You can't get mad at them, because I can't get mad at my grandson because he doesn't understand the fact that I don't want to give him a cookie because he hasn't had dinner yet. I can't get mad because you don't understand something, because that's just a lack of knowledge. Because fear is only accomplished by knowledge. It's only faltered by knowledge. Let's read a little further. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. Let's see. Let's go back to Matthew. Yeah, we did that. So, everybody that can, I need you to type, His mercies are new every day. 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 I'm sitting here. While I'm sitting here, I'm hearing three things going on. Number one, I hear the concern about someone's son. Your son. You're concerned about your son. It's just playing in my brain, and you're concerned about someone's son. And I heard the Spirit of God said He's going to fix it, but the son has to understand that it's God doing it and not you. That's why you feel kind of helpless with that. It could be a son or daughter. Well, I saw son. I'm not going to say son or daughter. That's number one. Number two, there are two people that are, well, not two. Yeah, I'm going to say two people. And there are two people that his mercies are new every day. There are two people that I even hear about their finances right now, and they're either trying to get a house or sell a house. And God said this week that thing is going to take place. It's going to happen. So you can come back and bring us a testimony about that. Yeah. Yes. And there are a number of you that are looking for jobs. And I heard the Spirit of God say this: you have got to realize that you may not be going back to work, but He may want you to do something. There's something inside of your heart, inside of your spirit, that will produce more for your life than the job that you think you can get. You have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. His mercies are new every day. When you wake up, His mercies are new every day. Type it, believe it, say it. His mercies are new every day. When you get up in the morning, say, thank you, God, for your new mercies, because He's now giving you a range of mercies. The Bible says forgive someone 70 times, 7 times in a day. God is more than that. He's giving you a range of mercies every time that you open your eyes. Every morning, you got a range of mercies. You can work into your new mercies. It's a range of mercies that He gives you. When you understand how to create the atmosphere, how to create a spiritual atmosphere, and you understand how to move within that atmosphere, then you begin to see God do some amazing things in your life. And that was it. His mercies are new every day. All right, guys, I'm going to pray. I will stay with my TikTok crew, on my Instagram crew. But I want you to understand, we're no longer calling it church. It's Sunday sessions. And these sessions, why? Because if you come to anything that I do, we're not going to be doing something in the traditions of everything else. We're going to teach you, and you take good notes. And once you take those good notes, you're able to operate. And some of you will even operate in those things. But his mercies are new every day, and God is now doing something new. He's doing a new thing. I told you, saw somebody with a job. Jobs are going to start to release, but God says you need to move within your talent. He gave you a talent. Number two, those sons, I see sons that need to be taken care of. There's a situation with a son. I even see a situation with a court. If you know somebody that way, tell them that God says he's going to work it out. He's going to work the situation out in the court. They just have to trust God. Pray and let God begin to lead that thing. And I said there's a situation when it comes to a house, and I see that situation being handled as well. I see that situation being handled as well. And it's going to work out better than you thought the situation was going to work out, because God is in the situation, because you've been praying and you've been trusting God. Stop praying and trusting God with the hope that it's going to happen. You pray and trust God that it's going to happen. I hope it works. I hope it works out. Stop praying out of desperation and start praying from belief, from a system of belief. You must believe that he is, Hebrews 11:6, that he is a reward of them that diligently seek him. Stay in his presence. Stay in that atmosphere. Stay there like it's life itself. And once you stay in that atmosphere, you'll begin to see God do some amazing things. You are free every morning. You are free every morning. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Don't let anybody say anything different to you. You are free every morning. Yes, there are a number of people who need to write books about your life. A number of you. Because I see you actually writing. You need to write books about your life. A couple you need to be doing a movie. A couple you need to be doing a movie. Yep. You are free every morning. You're free. Anything you bring or you dismember, anything you remember, you give it life in the present. Don't give that stuff life. Once it's gone, gone. Now, what if I think about it? Cast down imagination and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. What if I feel the difference? If your heart condemns you, is your heart more than God? You have no reason to bring that stuff back. You have no reason to bring that stuff back into your reality. None. And don't do it. Don't do it. All right? Don't do it. You have no reason to bring that stuff into your reality. So don't do it. What happened? No, I got Instagram there. And I got Facebook. So whatever. You have no reason to bring that into your reality. Yep, everybody up. So, no reality. Now, those of you that are part of the mentoring group, thank you very much for being a part of the mentoring group. Let me make sure I say this. It is a couple of days, guys. It's a couple of days before we do the closing on the discount for the spiritual retreat. So, it's a couple of days. So, this is our spiritual retreat. It is happening April 8th through the 10th. If you are part of the mentoring group, you get a $100 discount if you can make your deposit by the end of the month, and that's in a couple of days. That's actually Monday. Matter of fact, it's actually tomorrow. If you need an extension on it and you're part of the mentoring group, set an appointment with me so we can actually talk about that thing. Now, what's going to happen at the spiritual retreat is your room is there, your rooms, you'll be paying for your rooms, all your food, your t-shirt, your swag bag, everything else. I will be teaching on Friday. Well, Friday we'll have dinner. You'll have dinner. We have a nice dinner, gourmet dinner. Friday we'll have dinner, do a little bit of talking, meet and greet. Saturday we'll be teaching all day. At the end of Saturday, you get free. There's a nice mall. There's a park. It's going to be warm in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then on Sunday morning, we will do a Sunday session, just like we just did here on the Sunday session. And with that Sunday session, we will record the Sunday session. The classes will not be recorded because the people that are a part will get copies of the classes. Anybody outside of it that hadn't paid for it doesn't get a copy of the classes. So that will happen on April 8th through the 10th. I promise you, you will enjoy it. Now, believe it or not, we're halfway done. People are paying their deposits at amazing. We are halfway there. We're going to start. And the key is get enough seats so that I can ask for some more chairs, some more rooms. Get enough rooms so I can ask for some more rooms. My double occupancy rooms, if you want to be in a double occupancy room, you desperately need to go ahead and pay your deposit and tell us you want a double occupancy room. That is for people that are partners, like you and your sister, your brother and your cousin. That's for that. Married couples, if you're married coming, that's a horse of a different color, give us a call. We'll kind of tell you what that's for married couples. Okay? But this is happening April. If you have not paid your deposit and you want to get into those rooms, make sure you set an appointment with me, contact me, and call me. Okay? So we can make sure that's done. That's number one. I appreciate you. I'm gonna YouTube. This is there for those of you that are part of the YouTube group. I thank God for you showing up. I thank God for you being here. My name is William Dallas. I'm the pastor and leader of the Higher Standards Organization, and you've just been brought and introduced to a higher level.